Yeah! I got some more Transformers. This one flies and turns into a plane. He looks cool. I'm excited. Let's check him out.
Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave me a comment. Without further ado,
Hey, kids! I have another Transformer. This one I'm kind of really excited for. When I saw the shots of him, I was like, oh, an Autobot airplane. Yeah. And then when I saw his name, Metalhawk, I was like, all right, he kind of sounds awesome and kind of rocking, and I need to check him out. And when I saw that he was on sale, I was like, yeah, buddy. So here we go with Metalhawk from Transformers Legacy Evolution. Um, I don't know Metalhawk's lore. And I kind of prefer going into Transformers that way. Um, it's weird, I guess. Usually I'm the opposite way with most figures, but I like to not know anything about that Transformer before I start playing with it. I don't know why. It's a thing for me. I think like back when I was a kid, I had Transformers toys way before I ever saw the cartoon. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But I mean, that's just me. You know, we're all a little weird, right? 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 It's not just me. All right. So here's the bottom of the box for those of you who are interested in said things. And I'm going to tear into them.
Something evil's watching over you, coming from the sky above, and there's nothing you can do. Prepare to strike, there'll be no place to run. When you go within the grip of the evil Unicron, Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise.
Boom. Look at this dude. All right. Metal Hawk. He is a really good looking figure. I did a little research on him, and he is not G1, but he is from like way back in the day. Like in Japan, he was what they continued on with the Transformers. He was one of the pretenders. And it's so funny when you watch the old Japanese cartoons of these. Like I looked up a bunch of them. Where he's like pretenders. It's so good. It's so good because it's like weird old Japanese cheesiness, but it's Transformer stuff, so it's good too. It's I don't know. You got to see it to understand. He comes with a couple of accessories. I don't have him on the turntable yet because we got to transform him first, and then we'll take a look at him. But he comes with a couple of pieces. This sword, which actually kind of looks pretty cool in his hand, and can actually go in a sword holster spot on his back, which is cool too. Right? That's pretty wicked. Um, the other two things that he comes with are these tiny little pew pews that you put together. They're not tiny, but you can put them together and make another tiny little pew pew. Or you can pretend like it's a drone or something. I don't know. But they also, when you take them apart, these go on his. There's slots on his legs, and you can put these on the slots in there. There's also a number of different holes all over the place that you can actually plug them into if you wanted to. So like you can put them on his shoulders, or there's another hole right there that you could pop them into, like that, or the other way around. I mean, but either way, I mean, it's your toy. You play the way you want to play. Just don't do nothing weird with it. All right. Kids do weird things with their toys sometimes. So now, without further ado, we're going to transform him. He's trying to transform himself already. Because I've played with him a bunch. I know, right? The magic of movie editing. Um, I've actually, this is actually 2 weeks after I opened him up. I took so damn long with this, but I'm finally getting back to it, and I'm putting this together because I've had a lot of fun playing with him, and he has a beautiful transformation. So let's work on this. I'm going to show it on camera. Ta-da! There is Metalhawk in his jet fighter transformation. Like this is such a cool looking I want to say he's a Voyager class transformer. It's splendid. Just while he's in jet mode, I just want to point out how cool the cockpit is with the red painted glass. It would have been cooler if it was clear. Obviously, it would have been cooler. I mean, no kidding. But hey, they did what they did. I also kind of wish that this white plastic was more of a metallic. In the cartoons, that's the part that's like gray metal. And having seen the cartoon after having opened him, I was like, oh, that does look better. So, but I mean, I love this figure is nice. He's so cool looking. Like I didn't know that he existed until I saw him on the site. But he is a very cool looking plane. Now he doesn't have any landing gear, but he still balances perfect right on his belly. Now, granted, that could scuff up some of these paint details. It looks like they gave it enough of a raised, relief here that it kind of protects some of the paint, but like I'm pretty sure these just touch the ground and that's painted. So, yeah. Boop. All right, we're gonna transform him back. All right. Now, I'm gonna say this much for him. He is magnificent. We're gonna zoom in on some of his details, and you're gonna see like they really did put some work into this guy. I don't understand why he hasn't been a more popular transformer, but I feel like he should be. I feel like he should be. Like, I love the color scheme. Like, he's kind of the prime of his group. And so he's got that kind of prime colors scheme. I like it a lot. This probably would have been my favorite Transformer had I gotten this when I was a kid. Uh, there's a couple of little issues with him that I think are weird, but we'll get into that when we zoom in on him. Let's go ahead and do that now. Yeah, this is a really nice action figure. I am I am growing more and more in love with some of the new Transformers. I didn't like them at first. I think it was the crabby old man in me going, "That's not my kind of Transformers." But I don't know. Now I think they are my kind of Transformers. They're so well articulated, and some of these transformations are so well thought out. My only issue with some of these is like stuff like this. That shoulder is painted red. Now, I'm not even sure why the heck you needed to paint that shoulder from a red plastic. Why that couldn't have been made out of a blue plastic. That just doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully that doesn't wear down in time. That was a poor engineering choice, I feel. I got to assume that there was some reason for it, but I can't. If it was to save money by putting it onto the same mold as another one, that's just cheap. Don't do that kind of stuff. But anyways, let's go down because like these new Transformers, as opposed to like the retro '80s ones, have so much better head articulation. Now that's a very low bar. Okay, like as you can see, not amazing transformation or not amazing head articulation, but you can get enough out of it to where if you wanted to take photos, you could get a little bit of an attitude out of his face. Or you turn it to the side and cock it a little. You know, just enough to give it some life. I mean, he is a robot, so there isn't a ton of life there. But look at this guy. He can T pose. His arms go all the way around. He's even got a bicep swivel and elbow joint that is masterfully put together. His wrists spin. Yay. I like it when the Transformers wrists spin. What else? Hip articulation or waist 360. You can go. I get stuck here, but it'll go. And then the legs, they go out to the side like that. That's beautiful. And then the knee is freaking weird. It's supposed to do this. They made it like this. I think it's a weird one. I guess it's just like there's another one. It's the bad guy version. He's basically Megatron of their whole group. He looks cool as heck too. He's like a purple spaceship, but he has very similar transformation. And then he has that really cool sideways transformer foot, so that you can do those cool like poses where he's like off to the side. It looks somewhat normal. Like it's it's a very nice figure. It is. There's some really nice details sculpted into it everywhere. It's very techy looking. It's got a nice weight to it. It's chunky. It looks as if it could be a functional robot and not like barely a robot. Like some of those ones where it's like you can totally see it's just a ball right there and that's not realistic and all of that. I mean, granted, I know robots aren't realistic, but hey, they're getting realistic. All right, let's zoom out. We're gonna take them all in again, and we're gonna say goodbye. He is a wonderful looking Transformer. He is probably my second, maybe third favorite that I have, but I don't have very many. My favorite is probably always gonna be Cup. I just like him. And I think I think this one is so good. Like he has that. He almost has that like cool. I'm an American sort of look, but obviously, totally not. I love the color scheme. I love everything that's going on with it. Come here, buddy. Metalhawk. Let's say goodbye to everybody.
Okay, no problem.
Because he's Japanese. I know. Let's not do cultural appropriation, but
Hi. Don't touch my mustache.
what do they got to do, Metalhawk?
Go over there, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And then hit the like button.
And oh man, there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. My house is getting crazy right now. It is a Sunday, so I can't stop my kid and my wife from running around. I'm just going to do this, and hopefully the microphone blocks a lot of it out. All right, kids, have a good day. This has been Metalhawk and Hyperdellic saying enjoy the Transformers that you have, and if you don't have any, go get some. Dude, these are so fun to play with. They're like little hand puzzles that you can fidget with all day long. You just transform it one way and then the other. Every time you transform it, you kind of have like that uncontrollable urge that you have to transform it back, and then you got 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 to transform it back. Bye guys, and then you got to transform it back. Love y'all. Then you got to transform it back, and you got to transform it back.